Hi baddies, welcome back to my channel. Hola amores. Si vieron el título, if you saw the title of this video, I'm not doing my makeup today. Voy a contar por qué yo decidí de tomar la decisión de irme de mi trabajo. I decided to just sit down tonight, have a story time with you guys. I was going to serve myself a margarita, pero I work tomorrow morning, so I was like, I'm gonna be responsible and just sit down and have a story time with you guys and tell you why I decided to quit my job after 7 years. I thought that maybe someone out there could relate to this, and maybe someone viewing this, my advice could help you in some way, or my experience could help. And especially in this time that is so uncertain what's gonna happen, a lot of people are getting laid off, and I think this video is gonna help a lot of people just be hopeful, because I've gone through this and I want you guys to know that it gets better. So if you guys are curious to know what happened, why I quit, when did I quit, where did I quit from, keep on watching. Okay, where do I begin? It's literally gonna be already officially in 1 week, a month that I've left my job. I left my 2 weeks notice and I quit my job. For those of you that don't know, I started working in the mall since I was 18 years old. Today, now I am 24. So, yo he estado trabajando en el mall toda mi vida. Por 7 años yo trabajé en el mall. So that's 7 years ago. I was 18. That's crazy. 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 24. What the f***? Why I decided to make that decision is beyond me, because I still am like, I can't believe that I quit. But I feel like sometimes we have to get uncomfortable in order to grow. I say that I quit my job after 7 years because I worked in, that's all I've ever known. Well, I've worked other jobs outside of the mall, but like where I've mostly lasted, what I've mostly done has been working at the mall. At the previous job that I quit at, I was there for 3 years. 2 years I was a sales associate, and then my last year I became a manager. But it just was not doing it anymore for me, and I'll explain that a little later. But something in me like told me that I was making the right decision. I don't know if you want to call it God or what, but I believe like it was something outside of this world. So basically, I'm not gonna say what store or what company it was, because I'm still friends with people that work there, and I just for their privacy. But I will say that received a store manager in 2018. Long story short, she's a great store manager. She's great at what she does. We became very close outside of work, very friendly. We started developing a friendship, going out, going to events, going to dinners with her family. And it was just a natural developing. And then at work, we would just be work, and it would just be good. And like, I had an amazing team of people. Like, it was really a pleasure to go to work and work with the people that I worked with every day. The only thing is that sometimes at the beginning I thought that, okay, like I've never really had this type of relationship with your boss. Like usually your boss is just your boss. Your boss is not your friend. Like you have to separate when you're at work and when you're out. Like we would be friends, but it's like sometimes I think people can misconstrue the lines and step over boundaries because they feel that they're comfortable with you enough to talk to you any type of way. And at the beginning, I really didn't think that it was gonna be a problem or anything, and I really didn't even know how to say no, or maybe stop it, or maybe express myself that maybe it was just better to stay at work. I just thought that, okay, this is something naturally developing, and it just go with the flow of things, and let's see what happens. And at the end, sometimes it really was beneficial to me, and because, you know, having your boss as your friend, there's certain perks that go with that. There are also cons and consequences that come with it too, and that really started showing towards the end when I was just like, this is it, like I am not doing this anymore. siempre hay que tener una línea de respeto cuando es en el ambiente, en el trabajo. One rule that I always had, una regla que yo siempre tenía, es yo nunca salía con mis asociados. I never would go out with my associates because a lot of people that work in retail are usually young, and I was the youngest manager there. I was the youngest manager there, and a lot of the associates are young, and they think because I'm young that they want to go out and go have drinks and go have fun. But the thing is that when you go out with them, then they start believing that you're friends, and then when you're working with them, they don't want to do what you're telling them to do. When I say something, you do it, and that's it. Period. I would just have that rule for myself, not because anyone was telling me what to do. I just never wanted to mix things with my associates to not have any conflict at work. No es bueno tener mucha confianza cuando es respeto a asociado a manager, porque después las cosas se confunden. Ahora, cuando yo era asociado, when I was an associate, I would go out with my coworkers like normal coworkers. Basically, what my job entailed was every manager has like a specific skill that they're good at, a specific talent that they're good at, whether it's you're a good sales manager, you're a good customer service manager, you're a good paperwork operational manager, you are a good visual manager, you are a good leader in whatever aspect. I was good visually, obviously, because, you know, I'm just a visual type of person. When I was promoted to manager and being trained in doing floor sets. Floor sets are, depending on different companies, once a month we just refresh the image of the store. When new merchandise comes in for new seasons, new collections come in, you place them according to where they go, what goes nice with what, the mannequins, the walls, the tables, everything. So that was really like exciting for me to do, and it was something new, and it was something that I was good at, and it was something that I liked. So my boss was training me at the beginning, and then I started getting better and better and better, and she started loosening up the reins, and I started taking more of the work. Whatever, llegó un punto que yo empecé a hacer los visuales, and I loved doing them on my own because usually visuals clash a lot because people think differently or view things differently, which is fine, that's normal. That's not one of the reasons why I left. Let me tell you something, I'm a very, very observant person. I see everything and I make believe like if I don't see it. I like acting stupid because then I reveal shit when it's time to reveal, and shit gets real fast. So la cosa es, que esta la cosa, I start to have more workload being put on me and more responsibility, and I'm not seeing any type of motivation from the company, any type of review, annual reviews, any type of raises, any type of promotions, any type of nothing. Which I'm not here trying to be selfish and say, oh, like I deserve this, I want this, no. But wait a minute, we all know what we bring to the table, and we all know, well, I hope you know your value, because yo sí sé what we had accomplished was not revealing itself in the checks. It just was not. The attitude and the checks were just not balancing out. Usually, this is how it works. You have a job, you do your job. If you're good at what your job is, you grow. You don't get more workload with the same pay. That's not how it works. If that's what's happening to you, you need to either express it, or life is about decisions. You decide. If you see, don't stay at a place waiting for something to happen, waiting for an answer. You need to come up with your answer if your answer is not there. Then they try to tell you, but don't leave yet because in June they're gonna make reviews and they're gonna do this and that, and a lot of things are gonna happen. Yeah, a lot of things always happen. But wait until June and they're gonna do reviews. See, o sea, yo tengo cara de comer. Oh, like, o sea, hello. It's kind of like really hard when people know that they're straight lying through their teeth, trying to like manipulate or tell you a situation that's not gonna happen, and you try to act like you believe them so that they're not like, you know, offended. Girl, you know we ain't getting no review, especially now in this time. So I'm a very responsible person. I get up at 4 or 5 in the morning, whenever it is, to go to start doing the visuals once a month at the store. In some instances, those boundaries would just be crossed, and she would just respond in a very attitude type of egotistical type of condescending way, which it's very hard to react or reaccionar porque tú sabes que tú no puedes reaccionar porque vas a tener consequences. You always know when you have leverage and when you don't. Always be politically correct. As hard as that is for me, es muy duro para yo aguantarme en el trabajo cuando hay una injusticia, que algo que yo vea mal, pero yo sé que no es el momento de hablar. Siempre hay un momento. Siempre hay un momento. So I said, you know what, let me just push it under the rug, forget about it, we're friends, it's all passed over. Maybe she's just stressed, maybe she's just taking it out on me. It's just a lot of pressure from corporate, you know, that company puts a lot of pressure on the managers, I will say that. It's just a bad day for her, whatever. But each time that it happened, it started getting worse and worse, and each time it was getting harder. To me, it's very easy. Either we respect each other or we don't. And that's it. Don't get me wrong, it's good to have ego. You have to have confidence in yourself and you have to believe in yourself. And a lot of bosses have to have ego. You have to be a leader and have a little ego. A lot of ego is also not a good way to lead. You have to have a balance. But she was just like super, the things that would come out of her mouth, you will believe, wow, that's how you really think? Like, that's how you really think about this person? Because she would talk about everyone. Bottom line is just a big power trip, a big ego, and basically like I was just not having it anymore. Yo soy una persona que tengo mucha lealtad y me hace muy difícil de verdad ver una persona por lo que es. You have to meet with reality. You have to wake up. So I've kind of had to come to notice psychologically. I had one manager from not this company, another company, tell me one time, one associate asked her, why are you like this? Why do you have this attitude? Why do you react like this? And she goes, because here I have control and in my real life I don't. I couldn't believe that she said that. And I really believe that was such an honest statement. I feel like a lot of people who have power trips, who have ego, who tienen mucha ego en el trabajo, tienen mucho, como que maltratan su poder porque pueden, porque pues tienen control del ambiente de trabajo, tienen control en el trabajo donde están y manejan la cosa en el trabajo donde están, pero en su vida real no manejan nada, no manejan las cosas. I think a lot of power trips come from that. Some people feed their ego to have control at the workplace when they don't have control in their real personal life. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a very humble person, but don't push me to that point. Don't push me to that point because you're gonna make yourself look like an ass. This is the deal. Es como un cubo de agua que tú lo llenas de agua y lo sigues llenando y llenando hasta que se llena hasta el tope. In February, the last incident, I was just over it. I was like, this is the last one. I was not gonna let my anger take control of my emotions. I was gonna settle it in, do what I had to do because life is about choices, remember that. And make my decisions accordingly and watch things play out. What happened in February was we had an incident at the store. Sensors were found on the floor by an employee. Okay, when those cases happen, that day was a Sunday. Okay, the floor was full of associates. We had 3 managers on the floor. There was no way, and the associates that were working that day were good, because you know some associates son despistados or some associates, but the associates that were working there were good. So what happens when people steal from the store? You look at the cameras. That's the logical thing to do, because if the store is fully equipped with personnel, okay, someone looks at the camera, because everything that's stolen has to be reported, and if it's reported, the store manager, the boss is gonna call and is gonna ask, what the f is going on at the store? Why are people stealing? None of the managers at the time knew how to work the cameras. The only one that knew how to work the cameras was me. I went to the back room to check the cameras to see in what instant is maybe the person still in the store and we don't know it. We have to know what goes on in the store. That's our job. And we're being evaluated by that. Those are results that we get during the year and at the beginning of the year. The inventory control. They want to know if it's an inside job, an external job. They want to know why is their product missing. What I saw in the cameras, and I was there going back and forth, zooming in and out, fast forward, slow motion, no moment you see anyone throw sensors, because there was a camera by the area of where the sensors were found. En ningún momento se vio en las cámaras alguien tirando sensores en el piso, alguien haciendo algo raro en la cámara. What I find was that it was a little suspicious suspicious. I'm not gonna accuse anyone of doing anything because there's no proof, but I find it a little suspicious that the area where the sensors are found, there's no evidence of anyone throwing sensors or acting suspicious or having any. There are signs that we in retail learn to look out for, and there was none of that. To this day, todo el mundo se ha hecho loco and nobody knows what were those sensors doing on the floor. The only person that found them was that person. Un poco sospechoso, a little fishy, a little sketchy. I was smelling a snake. Yo puedo ser muy jijiji, muy happy, muy nice, bien gay, bien para, bien let's be friends, pero algo que yo no soy dos cosas, ni anormal ni ciego. Olvídate. As you guys know, the store manager called the store to find out what happened to the sensors because we reported in a chat when things go missing. And of course, we can't be saying, oh, we don't know. What do you mean we don't know? It's your job to know. It's your job to know what goes on in your store. This is where I believe she was pissed off. And I'm telling you guys this because it might happen to you, and that way you're aware. An egotistical person, a power trip person, someone that is condescending, someone that is... Sometimes people build you up, but they want you to stay in where they can control you. Algunas veces la gente te crezca, pero para mantenerte donde te puedan controlar. Some people only want to see you grow until so much. Don't grow too much because then it becomes a problem. Remember that. Nobody knew that I knew how to work the cameras because nobody taught me. Nobody trained me how to work in the cameras, but to me it's logical. You press rewind, fast forward, play, you read the buttons. She did not know that I knew how to work the camera, so when she calls, I told her, listen, this is what the cameras catch. I'm sending you videos, okay, of what's going on. Everything's under control. And she believed the same thing that all of us believed. It was a little suspicious, okay, but I believe that the issue was that she did not know that I knew how to work the cameras, and that bothered her into a certain extent because she did not train me to work the cameras. The only manager that knew how to work the cameras was her, and it cannot be. It's impossible. There can never. How can just one person have access to cameras? That cannot be. Everyone has to have access to cameras. Everyone has to know how to work the camera. One person cannot control the cameras. That's a loss prevention issue. Later that night, I get home and she calls and I answer and we have a conversation about it. We hang up, she calls again, we have a conversation about it. She calls, and she's just calling each time she's thinking of a new thing. You get me? Because it's going through her head. So I answer each time, whatever. She's calling me. She's bothering me on my time. I'm already outside of work. Okay, cut it out. Cut it. At the end, she sees that there's a video of a guy passing through that area, but the guy doesn't have any bags, doesn't have sunglasses, doesn't have hats, doesn't have anything. Okay, he's not holding onto anything. And in ningún momento, you see the guy throwing anything on the floor. Okay, maybe it was him, you know, to give her the benefit of the doubt. If she wants to believe, she's gonna check the cameras and she'll find out. And then I asked, but why would someone just, because remember, we all believed the same thing, that it was a little suspicious. An egotistical person never likes to be questioned. So I said, why would someone just throw sensors? And it was not 1, 2, it was 5 sensors thrown out in the open. Why? Why? Someone that's trying to rob something, someone that's trying to steal something tries to hide it. Nobody throws sensors out in the open. If you throw it out in the open, you run. Oh, honey. That was an explosion, a problem. She goes, well, you know what? I never asked you to go into my office to check my cameras, okay? And you're not ningún detective. You're not any detective to be watching cameras. Wait. Pump the brakes. Pump the brakes. Aguanta la guagua porque se me va. First of all, you're glad that we work together, okay? Outside of work, if you didn't know me, that would have been the wrong thing to say. It's certain times like that que yo me aguanto la lengua. Nunca se me olvida. I never forget about things that are said to me because there's always a moment that is your time. So I go, you know what? No problem. The next time someone steals something, I won't look at the camera. And then, you know, they always try to backtrack. Oh, no, but don't get upset. That's not how I want you to feel. That's not what I mean. No, that is what you mean because se te salió de la boca because you're angry. And that's really how you feel and that's really how you think. First of all, let me set the record straight, okay? Eso no es oficina de una persona. That office doesn't belong to any one person, okay? And if you keep saying that we're a team and it's a team effort, and aquí nadie tiene título, yeah. Y esto y lo otro, okay? It's a team effort. All the managers have to have access to the cameras. It's the manager's office. It's our collective office. That's where we file paperwork. That's where we do a bunch of stuff. That's where we put the deposit of the money. What are you talking about that is your office? No me, mira, no goma tanta. So I brushed it under the rug, but in that moment, I knew what I had to do. That week, it was floor set, and this time I was doing it by myself with the assistant manager, and I was training her to do visuals. And that morning, an associate at the time decided not to show up to work, or she showed up an hour later. She didn't show up at the time that she needed to show up because on Sundays in the mornings, we do a deep cleaning that you clean the whole store. So I had to, on Sundays also is the most paperwork that we have to do of the entire week. So I had to lead in visuals. I was the opening manager that had to do a bunch of paperwork. And then since the associate didn't show up, the order was from the store manager that I had to mop the floor. A mí no me importa to mop the floor, let's be clear. A mí no me importa limpiar todo, a mí no me importa, yo he hecho todo eso y más. Era lo que es la lógica, la psicología. Como yo le caí mal, it doesn't make sense to put someone who is not strongly visual to be moving around stuff and me to be cleaning. How am I supposed to tell her where to things go? Ese día yo sí te lo juro que mando todo el mundo bala. I don't like my loyalty to be taken for granted, and I do not like to be taken advantage of. That is one thing that's how easily you will lose me. Y cada uno sabe su valor y cada uno sabe lo que trae a la mesa. No es para creerse más de que nadie, no es para creerse gran cosa, no es para nada. Pero nunca dejes que nadie te humille. I know that I'm a good worker. I'm a hardworking employee. I've been working since 18. I've always worked after high school. Okay, I have good work ethic. I'm responsible, I'm respectful, I'm young, and I'm smart. So after that incident, we're talking about maybe mid-February, end of February, that I started to start applying to other places. I feel like a lot of times she would become insecure or intimidated that either I'm learning too fast, I might grow too much, or she can't control me to a certain extent anymore. I don't know what, but it was just becoming like weird. It was like I'm doing my job, but you don't like that I'm doing it too good. Actually, I do know. It's just an insecurity. That's it. Plain and simple. This is the thing that I want you guys to come across, okay? Wherever you're working, wherever you are, whoever you're working with, okay? Bosses will always tell you, companies will always tell you, you can easily be replaced tomorrow. Anybody can come from the street and replace your position. Which, don't get me wrong, they're absolutely 100% right. They are correct. That is true. That is facts, okay? But everything, it takes two people to tango, okay? Everything is a two-way street. The same way you can be replaced, your job can also be replaced. Companies can be replaced, bosses can be replaced, okay? The same way you found that job, you can find and go out and find another job. Let's say that just logically, whatever, let's say that if things got better, anyways, apart from that, I'm not a very greedy person. I'm really not. There were other things that were coming into play that I had to take into consideration about making my decision, because if the company is improving, then there should be rewards for those improvements, right? No es cierto. Tú estás ayudando a la compañía si están cosas que se están progresando, que se están haciendo mejor. No es cierto, no es justo que te suban el salario, que te den una promoción, que te digan, bueno, no sé, algo de motivación. Well, a year ago, that store was put into a loss prevention system, okay, which is basically just a system that keeps track of how much inventory comes in and out and how much of the loss, it calculates how much loss you get in the year. So it is our job to get out of that program, okay? It's not a good program to be in. You have to get out of that program and minimize the loss as much as you possibly can. When we started that loss prevention program, it was almost 4% loss, okay? And we got out of that program with 1%. It went significantly a couple of $1,000s less. Okay, enough to get completely out of the program. Aside from that, before anybody promoted me to manager, which I'm very grateful for, the store had a volume of 1.2 million. Later, a year later, the store grew to 1.7 million. If improvements are being made, if things are becoming better, if progress is being made, why are we not being reviewed? And I'm not here to say that the results are just based on one person, that the results are just based on me, that I'm better than anyone. No, it's a team effort. Exactly, the emphasis, a team effort. And we should all be rewarded for those results. And I was just not seeing any results. I was not seeing any reviews, any nothing. O sea, el cheque tiene que mejorar. Tú no te puedes conformar con tu cheque. Entonces, ¿cuál es el punto? ¿Cuál es el chiste? O sea, hello. There's a bad side to the retail industry that likes to brainwash young people, that I've seen it happen, brainwash young people and try to manipulate you into believing that this is a great job, a great company, you're gonna get a better position, you're gonna get a better opportunity, more money's gonna come, keep working hard, keep busting your ponte en cuatro, sin vaselina, agáchate, te la meten, te la sacan y todo, nada ha cambiado. Unless you're young, you don't have experience, you're dumb, young, and you just believe everything, you have to be careful. Don't believe everything that people are telling you. Believe what is really happening to you. So, obviamente, ya yo sabía, tomando la decisión de irme de la compañía, iba a causar mucha frustración, she was gonna get pissed. She was gonna get pissed that I was gonna leave, and it was just not gonna come off she was not going to like it either ways. She wasn't. As much as I give my 2 weeks, as much as work ethic that I have, as much as I try to live in a clean, good way, it just wasn't going to be received that way. So I made that decision before this pandemic happened. I made that decision a week before the virus hit Miami. I put in my 2 weeks at my job, not knowing that this was gonna get like this. And I thank God that He has blessed me enough that I have a job and that we're still working, and thank God things up to now have been running smoothly, because let me tell you something, I do believe that everything happens for a reason, and I do believe que Dios me está cuidando y que Dios está siempre protegiéndome and really looking out for me, because what are the odds? What are the odds? I'm a very stable person. I'm a very level-headed person. I don't like change. I like stability, and I would never quit a place like that ever. Like I woke up and I was just so decisive and so calm about my decision, and I was just so like, it felt right in my soul. It looked crazy and whatever, but it just felt right. And I was not going to be, if you make a decision, you have to believe completely in yourself and stand with conviction and speak out your decision and no give any signs of miedo or fear, because people will pick up on that and try to pick at you. I would say that it took me like 2 weeks while I was interviewing maybe 2 or 3 different places, and the last one offered me a really good opportunity, more pay, higher position, Monday through Friday. Are you kidding me? It's a no-brainer, bro. It's a no-brainer. I decided I wasn't going to text her or call. I called her to go. I went to her house. I gave her my 2 weeks. Okay, así, con la cara dura. I just want to talk to you because I want to give you my 2 weeks. Okay. And she always likes to try to act like cool about it, but inside she's freaking out porque ahora se tiene que levantar a las 5 de la mañana a hacer los floor sets. Fíjate, so listen to this. Una amiga siempre quiere lo mejor para ti. A friend always wants what's best for you and wishes you the best no matter what. Don't forget that. Yo sabía la tipa persona que es ella. I knew it was just gonna be a disappointment for me to hear her reaction. And people want to find out where you're working and what is it and where you're gonna do and this and that, because they want to talk shit. People cannot see you do better. That's just the honest truth, and that's what I was saying at the beginning of my video. Sometimes you want to believe that someone's different, but really you just have to sit with it and sit with the reality of just what it is. And that's what a lot of people don't like to do. The reality is, I told her I got this job, they offered me a better offer, this and that, And automatically she goes, oh, but I don't know that company and I don't know that business, and what if this happens and this could happen to you and you never know, but you gonna leave your position to go to that and this and that. And in my head I'm just listening to this. Remember, I still have to work there for 2 weeks, so don't say anything crazy. Of course I'm gonna leave for that. Hello, Monday through Friday, o sea, just with that alone. If you're a manager or associate or whatever, if you're working in retail, you know that you have to work at all types of hours, whether it's morning or night, weekends or weekdays. It's never a set schedule. And I started to come back to YouTube. Remember, I came back to YouTube at the beginning of February, and I'm really focused on this. I'm taking this seriously, and I was looking for a set schedule that maybe I could work during the week, film on weekends, edit during the week, something balanced and something que me va a mejorar la vida, más calidad de vida, ¿me entiendes? So I was prepared for that reaction because I know my people. You know, when you know someone, you know. It just took one sentence to completely shut her up. Cuando tú te vas de un trabajo, la gente te tratan de meter miedo. If you're really good and people don't want you to go, they don't want you to leave, people will try to put fear into you y te tratan de intimidar, te tratan de meter miedo, te tratan de hacerte inseguro de tu decisión, y tú tienes, obviously, you're not gonna make a crazy decision just to make it. You have to think it through, and once you decide, don't let anybody try to convince you of nothing. All I had to say was this. So I told her, well, you know what, you're right. Life is very unpredictable. This new job that I could be working at now could close tomorrow, or the one working at now could close tomorrow, because it's happened to me where I've worked at stores before that they tell us, oh, you know what, the company's closing, because that's just life. La vida no es fácil, pero tú tienes el poder de tomar decisiones para cambiar eso. And aside from that, I am 24, I speak 2 languages, I have 2 degrees, I have 1 license, I have a good work ethic, I'm responsible, I have integrity, and I'm honest. So a una persona buena siempre le va a ir bien. That's it. That's all I had to say, because everything that I said is true. You never know. Life is unpredictable, but is that gonna stop you from making decisions, from making choices, from moving on, from growing? Life can get uncomfortable, but that shouldn't stop you from growing. Es más, cuando más incómodo te pones, cuando más insegura te pones, es cuando donde crecen las cosas, es cuando tú creces como persona. Esas decisiones, esas duras decisiones las tienes que tomar, y tienes que salir adelante, y tienes que seguir progresando, y hay otras cosas allá afuera en el mundo. If you're a person with goals and ambitions and you're stuck in a place, don't let anybody scare you from going after your dreams, because that's not a friend. That is not a friend. That is someone envious, insecure, and just doesn't want the best for you. Oh, and then look, hear this. Fíjate como, mira que yo no estoy loco. She then goes to give me a counter offer, that whatever they're offering me, that she'll pay me more. When I heard that shit, in my head, I was so offended. Because if that's really how if you're a good worker, some people don't want to let you know that you're a good worker, because that's how they maintain you and control you, to not know your value, so that you don't start exigiendo. You see what I'm telling? I go, excuse me? She goes, no, because if they're paying you, I don't know what they're paying. Don't ever tell anyone what you get paid. Don't ever tell anyone what you get paid. Ever. No matter how much you think that you're cool with, don't do it. Just know that it's more, and that's it. So she asked how much they were paying me. I wasn't gonna tell her. I told her no, but it's more. They offered me more, which is true. Oh no, but I can offer you this much. And I just looked at her and she said, okay, I can offer you this much. And I was just like, bro, listen, it's not you, it's not the company, it's just time to move on. It's better scheduling, it's better hours, it's a full time, it's a higher position, it's something that I'm interested in, it's a young group of creatives, that's why I need to be around, this is what I'm doing. Well, but she didn't express really her anger until the next day that we worked together, and she came in and she pulled me into the office and she sat me down, and she was so pissed because she was going through that conversation in her head. that she could no longer control me and things were out of her hand and face reality. Now, who's gonna do visuals? You can replace me, find someone from the street and do visuals. You can wake up at 5 in the morning and do visuals. Las cosas se arreglan, okay? Everyone is replaceable, no? Companies are replaceable too. So she sat down to basically tell me, even though I gave my 2 weeks, that I completely destroyed this friendship, that she cannot believe me out of all the time that she invested in me to train me, to promote me, to give me a better position, that I would just leave. Basically insinuating that I used her to move on to a better job. Hold on a minute. Déjame decirte algo, yo veo las cosas muy claras. And don't try to manipulate the situation. La gente te va a tratar de manipular y hacerte sentir mal porque te dieron una oportunidad que te pueden ser dueño de ti. Y eso no es así. Si a ti te dan una oportunidad o un promotion es porque tú eres bueno a lo que tú haces, no porque te están haciendo un favor. Sí, it is true. You did promote me. You did invest time in me. You did train me. I had told you plenty of times that I appreciated that I was humbled, that I was grateful, that thank you so much, that you changed my life. But let's not equivocarnos. Let's not pretend like we don't know what's going on. Because the same way that you benefited me, I benefited you. Let's not think that you did not spend all this time to invest in someone and train someone to also not help you. You think I used you and you used me. So que nadie llore víctima, okay? Yo le dije a ella, mira, esto es lo que hay. Let me just tell you something right here. Because I get my 2 weeks, alright? Let's let these 2 weeks be smooth. Yo no quiero problemas, yo no quiero lío, yo quiero las cosas tranquilas. I like peace. I don't like all of this tension, drama. I do not like that. I have separated our friendship and business. This is a business decision. If you're taking things personally, that sounds like a personal issue. I'm doing my best to finish doing my job the best that I can. I'm gonna do the most that I can in these 2 weeks, okay, to try to help you and the team. But this is my decision, and if you're not okay with that, I hope that you can get over it one day. And that's it. That's all you can do, is do your part and do your best. At the end of the day, nobody's gonna question my integrity and nobody's gonna question my character and honesty and my work ethic. So that morning, I gave her, that's probably what set her off, was that when she walked in her office, she had the letter of resignation sitting on her desk. And I also emailed the same letter of resignation to her boss, the district manager. Because one thing that I don't like, okay, that since she's a very manipulative person, don't let nobody tell people your narrative. You tell your narrative. You write your book, okay? Don't give the pen in someone else's hand. Ante que alguien se equivoque o alguien diga lo que no es o cuente lo que no es, it's gonna come from the horse's mouth. So I was gonna let everyone know from my mouth how things were gonna end and why I was moving on and what opportunity I found and why things it was time. In any way, shape, or form, an easy decision to make. I've been working with some of those people since I was 18 years old for 7 years. And when I told them, oh my God, it's just so emotional. When I told them on the sales floor, listen, you guys, I'm giving my 2 weeks. It's been a pleasure working with you. They all cried. And I was just so grateful. Not because you want to see people cry, but because people really care. You know, people care how you treat them. People care how you work. People care that you're a good person. And a lot of and everyone else wished me good. Everyone else wished me the best. So I was just that really warmed my heart. Real friendships and real connections, even outside of work, I'm still gonna be seeing some of those people. I know that those connections are not gonna, if you really care about someone, you'll keep talking to them. I don't know where my relationship lies with some people. Only God knows that. Only the future can tell that. But nobody's gonna tell my story for me, because I've seen people leave companies for a certain reason, and then the people in the store are telling a whole other narrative of why they left, when that's not the reason why, and that's not fair if the person was a good employee. En resumidas cuentas, I really want to just take this moment to thank God. I'm very appreciative. I'm very grateful. I'm very lucky to currently be working. Thank the Savior, thank Jesus. A lot of people out there have lost their jobs, have gotten layoffs, that's another thing. Last night, I was having dinner and my dad comes with me with a letter. This is after I was told that I was leaving a great company, that I should not leave, that oh, you don't know what's gonna happen with this pandemic. It's not a smart decision to be making those moves in the middle of a crisis like this, that the company's gonna take care of you, that they're going to paying you if the mall closes and this and that. The letter basically says notice of furlough. Furlough means you're laid off. See how life works? That's why don't believe what people be telling you. By the way, this is probably a mistake because I gave my 2 weeks on March 12th. My last day was March 27th. Due to the economic impact of COVID-19, this corporation is implementing measures to ensure the financial stability of the company. The current pandemic situation has impacted our business significantly, and as a result, we find that we must make some difficult personnel decisions. Basically, in this, they're saying that they're laying off a lot of positions, and one of the positions that was going to be being laid off was the position that I had. So, thank you, Jesus. Dios sabe por qué hace las cosas. Dios nunca te va a abandonar. Even if you think you're facing a situation right now, you feel like He's abandoned you, you feel like God is not listening to you, He's always taking care of you, He's always seeing everything, He's always paying attention. And I just think that it is not a coincidence, and this is not like, this happened. This was too perfect timing. It was too perfect timing. I would have been left without a job. Whenever the mall decides to open, if people decide to go back to work at that company, whatever, we don't know how long, many months, people are going to be left without a job. And the bills keep coming in. Estoy muy feliz con mí mismo, seguro con mí mismo. I'm very proud of myself for the decisions that I've made. And I'm very happy for the future. And I'm very hopeful and I'm just in a great positive mental state right now. And I never want this sense of clarity to leave me. I talk to God. If you feel like you need to talk to God, talk to Him. You know things are gonna get better. I cannot express to you guys enough. I cannot believe the pace that this channel is growing and the amount of content that I'm gonna be putting up. I'm taking this seriously. This is what I want to do. This is a dream of mine, and I'm very glad that you guys are following me on my journey. So that's why I wanted to share my story time with you, because maybe some people are going through the same thing and might have similar experiences. Let me know in the comments down below. Give this video a thumbs up, and remember to subscribe to my channel. Press your post notifications on every time I upload a new video. That way you're always notified. Let me tell you, honey, we may be quarantined, I'm gonna be working, but I'm also putting up videos back to back because this is the year of 2020 vision. I don't care what's been happening. We are maintaining positive. Great things are coming. This is a fresh start for you. You are going to let go of all of that negativity and all of that toxicity, and greater opportunities are coming. And remember, baddies, we stay bad so they stay mad. And that couldn't be any more true than now. I'll see you on my next video. I love you.